In this problem, we want to perform the indicated operation and reduce your answer to the lowest terms. Now, this is adding slash subtracting rational expressions. And the reason why it's a rational expression is you got a single fraction here and you got variables in the denominator. You can actually have them up on top also. But specifically what identifies as rational expression for this class is just single fraction, variable, and denominator. So, adding, subtracting rational expressions. Step 1, we want to get a common denominator. In order to get a common denominator, when you're talking about rational expressions, and this is not every problem, just some of them, because some of them obviously are easier than others, but our first sub-step within step 1 is to factor all the denominators. Then our second step is to figure out the LCD and rewrite each fraction with that new denominator. LCD is least common denominator. Step 2, add or subtract the top parts, the numerators, and put into a single fraction. Then step 3 is to factor the top, factor the bottom. So factor the numerator, factor the denominator. And step 4 is cancel if possible. Now, on step 3, the bottom should already be factored unless you went ahead and multiplied it back through. But let's go through these steps of this problem. So we got negative 9x minus 8 over x minus 6 plus 2x plus 3 over x minus 6. Now in this problem, step 1, get a common denominator. They already have the same denominator, so step 1's done. Step 2, add or subtract top parts and put into a single fraction. Well, on this one, we got a plus in between them, so we're going to add tops. So we're going to have negative 9x minus 8 plus 2x plus 3 all over x minus 6. No matter where you are in math, you combine like terms. Negative 9x plus 2x is negative 7x, and negative 8 plus 3 gives us negative 5. Now step 3 says factor the top, factor the bottom. The bottom can't factor the top. I can factor out a GCF. Reason why I say a GCF, remember if your first term is negative, you always factor out a negative. So factor out a negative 1, and that gives us 7x plus 5 over x minus 6. Now step 4 says cancel if possible. Well, this 7x plus 5 would have to be the same as the bottom here, and it isn't, so we can't cancel. Sometimes people can see you can't cancel and they'll stop at the previous step. But either that's your answer, or you could write it that way. Or you could even put this negative out in front of the fraction and have 7x plus 5 over x minus 6 with a negative out in front. So different ways you can write it.